Hey Han, I'm Chloe and this is the layout tutorial. My mission is to share my passion for pole dancing and make pole dancing easy to learn and accessible. This is the 9th video of the beginner pole trick tutorial series. In order to maximize your training out of all the videos, I highly recommend you to start from the very first video of this playlist, as tricks will be a progression of the video before. The layout is a really exciting one. We have 4 different leg variations today. This video is mirrored for your ease of learning. I'll also have a red wristband on my right wrist and my right ankle to indicate the right side of my body if you do get confused of the directions. This trick tutorial is created for you for informational and educational purposes only, and for you to enjoy pole dancing from the comfort of your own home. Please participate at your own risk and don't work beyond your capability, and seek help or spotting when necessary. For any health concerns, please make sure to seek professional medical advice. Please also make sure you warm up your body before you start this video. I have a warm-up playlist depending on your level under the playlist warm up so that you can try before you do the tricks. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know to create more of these kinds of videos, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet so that you are notified every single week I upload a video. If you're looking to further your pole journey in combining tricks and dance together, then consider signing up for my online learning platform, Pole Art Vault, where we put all the tricks together into a combo and learning an entire routine with combos and dance together. You can find the link in the description below for further information. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get into the layout tutorial. Now, let's start off with our conditioning. As our conditioning, we are going to do our pole sit that you may have learned from my beginner pole trick tutorial series, video number 3. Now, if you haven't done that one yet, I do highly suggest you to try that video before you try this one. So, you're going to get your hands on the pole. Inside hand on top, outside hand on the bottom. Inside leg, outside leg in front of the pole, lean slightly backwards, inside leg comes on top of it, so make sure that your ankle is on top of your outside leg. From there, you're gonna hip tilt over to the front, lift your leg off, and then you are in your pole sit. If you can take your outside hand off, you can take your outside hand off. To come back, you're gonna grab both of your hands back on the pole, coming out. Well done. All right, let's try it on the other side. Inside and on top, outside and on the bottom, both legs in front of the pole. You're gonna hook your inside ankle over your outside knee, hip tilt over to the front. You're gonna lift your leg off, and then you're going to take your outside hand off. Well done, and that is conditioning done. Alrighty, let's get into our layout. We are going to have 4 different leg variations today. So this is what a layout looks like. I'm gonna spin a little. This is your first variation. This is your second variation. This is your third variation. And this is your last variation. I'm gonna do one more spin. Alrighty, there's a lot of leg variations today, so let's go through them from the first one. First one, it is a straight leg variation. So, similar to a pole sit, you're going to get your hands in front of your chest. From there, you're going to straddle the pole with both of your legs. From there, you're going to cross your inside ankle over your outside. So remember, inside and up, inside, outside hand on bottom, inside ankle on top, outside ankle on the bottom. From there, make sure to keep that hip tilted. Good, from here, you're gonna lift your leg off. Now, so you're gonna slide your top hand down to where your shoulder is. And then from here, you're gonna thrust your hip forward. You're gonna lean your hand out, and then you're in your first variation. So with your first variation, make sure that you squeeze your knees together. So no thigh gap. Make sure your knees are all squeezed together, and then you're gonna come out into your layout. Beautiful, well done. Onto your other side. You're gonna straddle the pole, inside hand on top, outside hand on the bottom, inside ankle on top, outside ankle on the bottom. You're gonna hip tilt over to the front. You're gonna lift your leg off. Slide your top hand down to where your shoulder is, and then you're going to lean all the way out. Make sure you thrust your hip down, kick your leg down into the floor, and then you're going to lean out. Well done. All right, let's go through our other variations. So second one, we are going to do our split leg or scissor leg. Same exact thing. You're gonna cross your leg over, hip tilt over, lift your leg off. Slide your top hand down to where your shoulder is. You're gonna lean out, and then from there you're gonna split your legs. Now when you're splitting your legs, make sure that you're squeezing your thighs across into the pole, and then bring your inside leg up and then outside leg further down. And then you're in your split leg layout. Beautiful. All right, onto your other side. Same exact thing. Cross your leg over, hip tilt over to the front, lift your leg off, slide your top hand down to where your shoulder is. From there, you're gonna lean your hand out and then split your legs into a split leg layout. Split leg layout. What a tongue twister. Beautiful. All right, let's do our third variation. You're going to bring your inside leg up, one leg bent, one leg straight. Same exact thing. But this time, you're gonna bring your knee up, and then think about getting your inside ankle towards your other knee. From here, keep that hip tilted, lift your leg off, slide your top hand down to where your shoulder is, and then you're in your one leg bent, one leg straight layout. Beautiful. All right, onto your other side. Remember, we've got to do everything on both sides. Good, so make sure that your hip is tilted a lot. Bring your inside leg up, outside leg down. Slide your top end down to where your shoulder is. Lifting your leg off and arching your back. So make sure to push your pelvis forward, kick your leg down into the floor. Well done. Alrighty, this is your last variation. You're going to stag your legs. Now, with your stag legs, this is very similar to how we did our front stag and back stag. If you haven't watched those videos, I highly suggest you to watch those ones. So, you're going to make sure that you align your outside leg and inside knee together. So you're gonna come into your layout. You're gonna slide your top hand down, reaching out. From there, you're gonna bring your inside leg a little higher. You're gonna start twisting your bum even further away. And then you're going to bring your inside knee and your outside toes together. To come out, pull back up, and coming out. Well done. So it is going to be very crucial for you to hip tilt even further. So make sure you create that hip tilt with your hip. All right, onto your other side. This is your last one. You're gonna cross your inside ankle on top, outside leg on the bottom. Slide your inside hand down, leaning out. Create that hip tilt, toe to knee. Make sure you're really hip tilting. And then there is your stag leg layout. Well done. Now let's go through some tips and common mistakes. Common mistake number 1, kicking your toe up. This is a very common one. So kicking your toe up and sinking your butt down commonly works simultaneously. Now what I mean by that is when you're coming into your sit and then into your layout, what happens a lot of the times is you start kicking your leg up and then you're in this like banana looking layout. Now, this is because you're not kicking your leg down into the floor. So remember, you want to thrust your hip forward, kick your leg down so that you can create that nice layout position. Second tip, hand positioning. Now, if you don't slide your hand down to where your shoulder is, then you won't be able to come into your full layout. So make sure that once you come into your sit, you slide your top hand down to your shoulder so that you can lay out all the way. Now, if you slide it down not enough, then you see how like I'm not in like a full layout. Make sure you slide your top hand down to shoulder, lean all the way out. Third tip, make sure that you're pushing your chest forward. So what I mean by pushing your chest forward is you want to make sure that you're still hip tilting, but then you're leaning your chest away. So lengthen your outside hand and your outside chest and lean out. And that way your form and line looks much better. Fourth tip, your hands. So with your hands, I usually say no traffic controllers. So when I mean by traffic controllers, you know when there's traffic controllers, they're like, you don't want these robotic hands when you're in your layout. So when you're in your layout, no, I mean, I personally wouldn't prefer that. So make sure that you are gentle with your wrist. Think about bending your elbow, micro bending your elbow, and then micro bend your wrist, and think almost like a lopsided ear corgi. So you wanna like really be gentle with your wrist, reach out. So if you wanna create a bit of movement, think about stroking it across your tummy, all the way to your chest, and bring it nice and straight out. So you're here, slide your top end down to shoulder, reach out, so slide, and then reach out. If you wanna be extra, you can even bring it down, reach out, whatever you want. Next one, make sure to not forget your hip tilt. This is a very, very common one. If you're not hip tilting, then again, like your pole sit, you won't be able to have that thigh grip. So when you're in your layout, make sure that your inside leg is on top of your outside, and make sure when you're sitting that you're already hip tilting. So rather than coming from a sit and then trying to tilt, try hip tilting already so that you have that extra grip in your thighs. And that's gonna enable you to have more grip in your inner thighs. Last one. This is a very common one, as I say always. Make sure that you have grip on your inner thighs. Now with this one, if you feel like you don't have enough grip, it might be because you don't have enough grip or like you're sliding. So make sure that you get some shaving foam, your hand grip if you need to, wipe down the pole. Again, I have all the link in the description below. I'm not sponsored for any of the products. This is just for you to help with more of that grip. Now, other thing, it might be because you have shorts that maybe go a little further down your thighs. This one's quite common actually. So make sure you have grip on your thighs. So if you have shorts, ride it all the way up so that you have enough grip on your thighs. Now, when you are coming into your sit, make sure that your crotch is not all the way into the pole. So you want to be able to be a little further away from the pole. When you're sitting, make sure that when you're leaning back, you're sitting so that your crotch is not entirely on the pole. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, and if you look at your thighs, there is like this thickest part of your thigh that sort of like bulges out. That's where you want to sit. So again, make sure you're not sitting all the way towards the pole. Lean a little further away from the pole. Now, those were all the tips and common mistakes that I wanted to go through. Now, before I let you go, I want to mention how important it is to get enough sleep. Now, with sleeping, I understand sometimes you get really busy, you don't get enough sleep, you may have responsibilities, you may have a family to take care of, or maybe you're doing assignments, or maybe you just simply have a lot to do in life and you're not getting enough sleep. I totally understand that. Sometimes it happens to me as well, but make sure that at least the day before you pole, or if you're doing any sort of physical activity, that you're getting enough sleep. That's gonna help you a lot with performance while you do your exercise, because when you're not getting enough sleep, surprisingly or not surprisingly, your body just doesn't move as much as you want it to. So make sure that you're getting enough sleep, and hopefully you aren't too stressed either. Thank you so much for joining me in the layout tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the very next one. Bye! Ooh! Oh my gosh, that's stinky. Stinks. My God. Whew! Chetty! Stinky.